A poor girl living in a rich family has to endure many hardships. While her husband's family was having a meal, she had to serve them. However, her husband just stared at her. Even when her leg was injured, she still endured it. Today, someone who scared her was going to visit. She quickly tidied up the bedroom again, also carefully rearranged her husband's clothes. "Auntie, please use a tea set. Don't choose the color the eldest sister hates. There must be no errors at all." Yes, why is she going all of a sudden? It was her husband's eldest sister was going to visit. However, her husband didn't come with his sister. That made her less tense. His family was going to have a gathering before his father went abroad. Her sister-in-law asked Yuha to bring Unsu along. It was already the time for the gathering. She would be late if she went to pick up her daughter. "We'll be late if we pick Unsu up, and Dad really hates those who are late. You get there first. I'll pick Unsu up." The whole family gathers before Dad goes abroad. "Your dad's order is the rule which we can't disobey. Don't worry, we won't be late." Yuha put on heels. She was running out to catch a taxi. Because she was hurried, she took off her heels and ran barefoot. In the meantime, her father, a shoemaker, was making a pair of red shoes for his granddaughter. Since Yuha married a rich man, it wasn't easy for him to see her. Yuha's feet was bleeding. Her father was standing in front of her house. The nanny saw him standing out there. When Sungwoon heard about that, he told the nanny, "Send him back, sorry, Lady Yuha wasn't home." "I know, can you help me give this to her? It's a pair of shoes for Unsu." "Yes, I know. What time does Unsu return from school? I heard that the kindergarten near here closed at 3 or 4 o'clock. The nanny closed the gate without letting him finish his question. As expected, the nannies of wealthy families were impolite. "Don't tell my wife that her father came." "What about the shoes? Throw them away." Yuha picked Unsu up and said they would come to her grandpa's home. Unsu didn't want to get there. "Why?" "Because you will be very tired." "I don't want you to be tired." Her daughter was the only reason she tried to continue her life there. Even though she tried, she was still late. As soon as she came, her sister-in-law scolded her. She acted like she was Yuha's second mother-in-law. "Why do you come alone?" "Where is Unsu?" "I'm sorry, it's me who told her not to bring Unsu here, because she has a cold. Unsu shall have a rest, and you, prepare the table." Yuha was so hungry, yet, she had to serve her father-in-law dinner. Even when her feet was injured, she had to endure it. After serving the family, Yuha's sister-in-law asked her to test Unsu's DNA. Listen to it. Sungwoon and Yuha were stunned. "Because it's better for Yuha." "Don't worry, Yuha, get home first." "Sungwoon, I wanted to talk to you. You get home first." Her husband really listened to his sister. "Our father will settle down in America. He transferred the real estate and stocks to you and Unsu, on a condition that you cannot transfer all the assets to your wife." "I know our father. I've been married for 5 years. My wife devoted her life to husband's family, and is that the reason why you want me to test Unsu's DNA? It's just a formal process." Coming home, Yuha treated her wound, but her husband didn't listen to him. His decision upset her, that he would send their 5-year-old daughter abroad to study. She still can't sleep alone, can't even feed and serve her own self. My sister and father both agreed. Studying abroad is just an excuse to refuse to take a DNA test. Sungwoon, this is the only way. You're Unsu's father. When Hyoseob got home, he remembered today was the monthly family meeting. However, 4 of his daughters didn't come. He called them. They were working overtime. Looking at the photo of his late wife, he said that was everything he could do. "Don't laugh at me. If only she lived alone. Can you live better than me? You'll be very heartbroken." Yet, everyone is living like that. "I'm also a bit scared. After they got married, I can live alone until death here." Getting home after work, Sunha saw no one home. Did they forget to have a meal with Dad? "Is it today?" "I'm sorry, I forgot about the family meeting, Dad. I was too tired to remember it." "I know, that's all fine. Just a meal. No need to remember it. That's fine." "It's okay, sit down, my children," Yuha asked her daughter. "Can you live somewhere else? As long as you're with me, I can live everywhere." Unsu's words made Yuha felt pity for her. The following day, the whole family saw Unsu's grandpa off. After saying goodbye, Yuha made a decision. Her mother died when she was 12. Her father and sister raised her up. She did not want her 5-year-old daughter to live far from her mother. "Are you protesting our family's decision? If you don't want a divorce, then don't think otherwise. Let's get divorced." Sungwoon didn't expected that she dared to ask for a divorce. "How can you mention it? It wasn't easy to marry you. Our families opposed our marriage. It's not only you who've lived a tough life. I'm having a hard time just like you. Moreover, at that time, my father even wrote a guarantee to your family, honey." Yuha's father signed a commitment before her marriage that he would never talk about Sungwoon's family to anyone. Yuha would be kicked out of the home if there was any trouble. Yuha tried to suffer Sungwoon's family for the sake of her daughter. However, her husband wanted to send his daughter away. I wanted her to disappear, don't want to see her any longer, I really hate her, I don't want to get a divorce, there will be no failure in your life. I will send her abroad to study, so please accept it. This is truly a cold-blooded and heartless family. Yuha went to the hospital for Unsu's DNA test. There was no problem at all. To maintain her image as a daughter-in-law of a rich family, Yuha still put on heels regardless of her injured feet. It was so painful that she took a seat. She dropped the DNA test on the floor. A doctor who just returned to the country saw her. He wanted to help her treat her wound. Are you a doctor? Thank you, I can do it on my own. It isn't easy for you in such a dress. Let me see your wound. If you get an inflammation, it'd be much worse. Be careful when you walk or bath. Do you drive here? That's right. Call a taxi. I'll help you get there on a wheelchair. But when he took the wheelchair there, Yuha already left. What a stubborn patient. When he grabbed his coat, he saw the DNA test on the ground. Yuha went home and prepared a meal for her husband with the nanny. When the nanny put the lunch boxes in a bag, Yuha realized it was from her father's store. He gave it to me last time. Your husband didn't allow me to tell you about it. He even told me to dispose of the shoes your father made for Unsu. Finally, she found the shoes in the dust heap. Yuha felt so sorry for her father. Do the shoes fit Unsu? Of course, they're perfect fit. Oh really? Then that's great, thank you, Dad. She'll wear your shoes. Unsu and Hyosiab were Yuha's limit. As her husband looked down on her father, she decided not to stand it any longer. She went to her husband's company. At that time, she asked to talk to Hyekyung. Her husband always listened to his sister. I don't agree to send Unsu abroad to study. What about you, Sungwoon? I don't think the same as her. You're disobeying my family's decision. Do you forget the commitment before marriage? Do you want to be moneyless after a divorce? I'll divorce him. I'll petition for divorce. Indeed, it's Hyekyung who decides everything. Hyekyung told her brother not to give Yuha a penny for the custody nor part of Unsu's inheritance property. After getting married, Sungwoon changed. Isn't there some kind of hidden problem? Does she have an affair? Sungwoon felt worried. Hyekyung was about to leave. She remembered when she asked Sungwoon to take a DNA test. Yuha looked so worried. Hyekyung wondered if they were hiding something from her. Yuha's family was gathering around. Before they dug in the meal, Yuha took Unsu there. They came with their luggages. Her father and sister were surprised. Dad, you say it, I decided to divorce. The rich family isn't easy to mess with. Yuha saw her sister kneeling before Hyekyung. Family is Yuha's limit. I said do not hurt my family. It was the first time Yuha yelled at her sister-in-law. Mio couldn't believe in her ears. Earlier, Hyekyung called Yuha, asking her to come for a talk. Hyekyung gave Yuha the DNA test. She asked Yuha to read it out loud. As Yuha didn't react to it, Hyekyung threatened her. Shall I ask Unsu to read it by herself? DNA test result. Participants are Chai Sungwoon and Chai Unsu. Continue reading. The probability of paternity is 0%. Your daughter isn't my descendant. Sungwoon was as hot as fire. Did you tell her that I have fertility problems? If she knew, she would let my nephew inherit the company. What did you tell my sister? I told her nothing. When she didn't tell Hyekyung his secret, I sighed with relief. I believe you'll comply with the commitment. Let Unsu go with me. I want to live with her. Yuha could sit down under the writhe. However, her husband hurt her badly. Yuha was so sad. Her father was the only one whom she could lean on. Children take care of their parents. Yuha admired her father for raising up his 4 children alone. Previously, I thought it was me who brought you guys up. I changed my mind already. Without my children I couldn't continue my life. Don't stress yourself for Unsu. Sometimes, the kids are even stronger than their parents. Sunha brought home a big bag of food. Her brother helped her carry it. You're the most strenuous when there were more people to feed. I know you don't get married to spend time for us. I hope you can get married before it's too late. Sunha took care of her siblings as their mother. Yuha's sister-in-law was waiting for Sunha. Jae-hyung went home to tell Yuha about that. Your sister-in-law took Sunha away. What do you want to say to my sister? Please don't hurt my family. Tell me what you want. Yuha called Sungwoon with anxiety. She asked him to find out where Hyekyung was taking Sunha to. In the dining room, Hyekyung gave Sunha the DNA test result. What is this? Your niece wasn't my brother's daughter. Her father was someone else. Impossible. My sister loves your brother a lot. How could something like that happen? The test results have proven everything. If anyone knows about this, I will make your family homeless. You're like Yuha's mother. You shall take responsible for that. Unsu's auntie. There must be something wrong. Please check it again. Yuha saw her sister kneeling before Mi-yun. She couldn't stay calm. Her family is her limit. No matter how bad her husband's family treats her, she can endure their insult. However, she wouldn't let them offend her family. Don't hurt my family. What? If this continues, I won't be able to hold back anymore. I told you not to hurt my family. Park Yuha, look what you made me do. When Hyekyung told Sunha that Eun-soo wasn't Sungwoon's daughter, Yuha yelled at Hyekyung for hurting her family. How dare me talk to me this way? Why can't I? You guys treat me like a worm. Everything has its limit, even a worm will turn. If you dare to hurt my daughter and my family, I'll reveal everything about you guys to the world. Yuha's attitude surprised Hyekyung. Hyekyung couldn't get why Yuha dared to yell at her. Such a rude story. Why do you think that I betrayed Sungwoon? Do you have proof? Do you mean Sungwoon knew it all the time? Go ask him yourself. Sungwoon admitted that he knew Eun-soo wasn't his daughter. It was because his father didn't allow him to marry Yuha if they couldn't have a child. That was why they decided to adopt a child. Why did you make such an excuse to adopt a child? Because she couldn't bear a child. Yuha got so angry when he blamed her. It was him who was sterile, but he shifted the blame on her. How dare you say so? Now I know you. Sumo, because to carry his sister back he also transferred all the assets under Insu's name to his sister's children before dad comes back. I will help you keep the secret, on a condition that you won't give Yuha any penny. I know, I will do that. Sunha knew how scary the family of her sister's husband was. She couldn't imagine how Yuha life had been for those years. Why are you so stupid to stay here? Your dad's treasure, and my precious sister. Why does an excellent person like you suffer them? The following day, Yuha went to court to get a divorce. As Sungwoon's father was sick, he asked her to tell him about their divorce later. For now, don't talk about our divorce to anyone. My lawyer will contact you soon about the divorce proceedings. Just a simple commitment. Our marriage starts with a contract, will also end with a contract. Yuha's sisters comforted her. They grabbed a drink together. Their brother carried them home, seeing Eun-soo. Yuha felt much better. Life with the rich family is so tough. After the divorce, they also had to sign a contract. These are the things that you must comply with after getting a divorce. According to the commitment, I won't receive any penny for the custody. They want me to ask for anything and keep a secret about their family life. If I don't sign, he will threaten me, and take Eun-soo away from me. So as not to burden my father and sister, Yuha went out to find a job early in the morning. Although she was an excellent doctor, she lived as a housewife for a long time. The job interview wasn't going well. However, she had to take care of her daughter. She couldn't work far from home. This was also an obstacle for her to find a job. Yuha picked up her daughter from school. Hello, is there anything wrong? You don't pay tuition fee for last month yet. Oops, I forgot. I'll pay right now. No matter how stressful she was, she still smiled at Eun-soo. Mom, the bed bus is too far. We've been too lazy to take the subway today. Yuha received a warning from the lawyer. They knew she was finding for a job. The lawyer asked her to find a private job. Should I pay attention to this matter? Why do I only rely on I'm just finding for a job? Yes, follow the rule or else you'll face contract penalties. Yuha was so sad, seeing father and daughter. She immediately put a smile on her face. Because she couldn't worry her father or show her sorrow to her daughter, Yuha took her daughter to school. The teacher told her a bad news that the principal no longer accepted Eun-soo. It was Mi-yeon who caused it. As her child was going to the same school, she didn't want to see when Yuha was searching for a toy in the drawer. She heard that her father received a debit note, going home. She told Sunha about that. Do you know that Dad get a debit note? Dad borrowed a sum of money. He told me not to worry about such a small sum. I'm home, guys. Dad, did you borrow money? How much did you borrow? Did Hyu get a debit note? It's just a small amount. Lee Mi-yeon caused such a problem. She wanted to drive them into a corner for her only purpose. She was going to revenge on Hyo-seob. Who is she? Why did she drive them into the corner? I still want to see her face. What does it mean when a woman left her family for a man? When a married woman leaves her family for a man she loves? Is that true? Grandpa, I gotta go to work. What's wrong? What don't I know? There are many interesting stories. To give her first love a tough time, she bought all the orders of purchase for people here. Time is their life. How can you change everyone in just one night? But when she met him again, it recalled her of the past. When her father ran away after going bankrupt, the creditors forced her to share her father's location. It was Hyo-seob who protected her. Your father ran away with my money. Tell me where your father is. That's okay. Mind your own business. Stay away from trouble. Why did she want to drive him into a corner? I want to see her. Let me think for a while. I'm safe. Before Mi-yeon left, Hyunha was in her way. My father is Park Hyo-seob. Is it true that you're his old friend? It's true. Let's find a place to talk. Hyunha found out that it was Mi-yeon who caused her father a problem. She thought Mi-yeon was gulling her father out of his money. Stay away from my dad. Your father loved me unilaterally. He wanted to leave his family for me. Hyunha went to her father's store. She asked if he once left home for Mi-yeon. What a difficult question. As soon as Hyunha finished her question, her siblings and neighbors heard them. They wondered if Hyoseob really did tea. Is that true? Did you two leave home? Yes or no? Did you two do that? Yes or no? It happened before you guys were born. Why did Mi-yeon mention it? Does she still care about what happened in the past? Returning home after work, Eun-soo and Yuha's sister went to bed. You step on me all the time. I'll be careful next time. There's not enough room for all of us. Oh gosh. Since Yuha brought Eun-soo home, 4 of them shared a small room. During breakfast, everyone still thought of their father's affair, which made everyone feel awkward. What to call a woman who left home for a man? Her father couldn't hear it. He made an excuse to leave for work. Mi-yeon, let's have a talk. You must have felt shameful about yourself. The two met and talked and initially arranged to run away from home together. The two stubborn people made peace and then apologized to each other. Don't you remember that my father chose a husband for me? I gave up on everything to stay with you. Even if we met that day, we probably wouldn't have been able to go anywhere. There was no bus there that day. Mi-yeon realized something wrong. There was no bus there that day. Could he have known that there was no bus there that day? Mi-yeon asked Hyoseob, did you go to the bus station that day? If you didn't, how could you know I still waited for you in such a cold day? You knew there was no bus. You already came, but why didn't you show yourself? Why did you let my father take me back home? Park Hyoseob won't come. He called me earlier. He asked why you only wanted to be with him after your family went bankrupt. Don't fool me. He won't treat me that way. I know him really well. If he didn't tell me, how could I find you here? Did my dad talk to you? Hyoseob thought Mi-yeon met a good guy and lived a happy life. Back then, he didn't show up because he couldn't give her a better life. Park Hyoseob experienced it in life. He once loved Mi-yeon like crazy. Hyunha was quite mean. Since when Yuha brought her daughter home, 4 of them shared a small room. I'll sleep in the living room. Is there anything different? Eun-soo is using my bed. What do you want me to do? You received a medical practice certificate, but you couldn't find a job. You can't even pay for the rental. Don't be rude to your sister. We're a family and we can live together. It'll be a nice room after I clean it up. Hyunha asked to see Mi-yeon for a talk. Is she wearing a fake coat? This fake coat isn't cheap at all. I'm sure she asked a man to buy it for her. Hyunha and Sunha misunderstood Mi-yeon. They thought Mi-yeon was trying to fool their father. They wanted to talk about one thing. They asked Mi-yeon to stay away from their dad. Forgive me if I ask a rude question. How do you think about my father? Actually, our mother is my dad's type. He loves her for his whole life. He is exactly like that. He's too simple. He never changes regardless of being threatened or time. That's why he's the one I need. Someone I can trust. A person never changes, so I will accept him. What? Your conspiracy. They were so surprised. Park Hyoseob, let's stay together. How can you be that confident? My father doesn't like you. Park Hyoseob, do you want to stay with me? Hyoseob was so confused. He was between his family and his first love. Mi-yeon realized that she made it tough for him. I'll give you time to think. I can wait, Dad. I'm sure she is just using you. She is so cunning. At night, Sunha gave Yuha a call, asking her to get home right away. What's wrong? What happened? Mi-yeon confessed her love to our dad. What? She even confessed it in front of Hyunha and Sunha. She wanted to declare war on US. Shall we help Dad find a woman? How did it go? When can you go to work? Did you have a bath? It's my turn. Did something happen to you? I know her personality. She might not be happy with the salary and benefits there. She thought she was still the daughter-in-law of a rich family. Sunha asked Hyunha to shut up. Hyunha's words hurt Yuha. Hyunha asked Eun-soo if her dad contacted. My dad is very busy, too busy to call his daughter. Hyunha kept asking Eun-soo, does your dad contact your mother, or does he talk about money, especially living expenses? Yuha heard her question. Let's go out and talk later. I'll tell you what you want to know the most. Yuha didn't tell Eun-soo about her divorce, because she didn't want to hurt Eun-soo. Yuha was very angry when Hyun asked Eun-soo those questions. Yuha gave Hyunha an expensive handbag. She even tore a high-end dress in front her sister. It hurts. Do you still dare to ask Eun-soo those questions? Not anymore. It's my bad. Hyunha cried out loud when the expensive items were torn. Yuha felt bad for her. This was my most expensive bag. Because it's so expensive, I don't dare to use it more often. I'll buy you a new one after I find a job. You're just pretending to be nice to me. Why did you ask Eun-soo those questions? Please, I got a divorce to protect Eun-soo, so don't say things that hurt her. I know I'm wrong. Let's go. Wait for me. Today, Hyoseob asked to see Mi-yeon. She was surprised when he rejected her love. Why did you refuse my love? I am a father. Hyoseob met an unexpected guest. She is the mother of Sunha's boyfriend. She didn't like Sunha because she didn't have good knowledge and family background. Moreover, Sunha is pretty old. Find a way to make them break up with each other. Sunha is grown up. Even though I'm her father, I can't force them to break up either. Having said that, He still doesn't understand I can't make her leave the guy she loves. Amy broke the furnitures at his store. It's not a right thing to break someone's furnitures at his home. I'm warning you, they will break up with each other when we become enemy. If your daughter doesn't leave my son, she doesn't deserve to be a human. She is too much. Hyoseob didn't stop her for the sake of his daughter. Right at that time, Miyeon appeared. Who are you? Tell me who you are first. Why are you acting crazy? There are only two chances to change someone's life. One is when you are born. Second, when you get married. You can't choose your parents, yet, you can choose your wife. Why do you, Mom? I like her. You'll forget her sooner or later. I thought so. Me too, but the rich and Hyoseob didn't stop her for the sake of his daughter. However, Miyeon didn't like her. Mind your own business. Alright, I'll do the same, going to your company and making a mess there. I'll make your son feel too shameful to go to work. Amy got scared. Do you think I'm too stupid to let her make a fuss like that? I didn't say anything because I didn't want to upset my daughter. She is the mother of my daughter's boyfriend, so I try to be patient. Are you getting mad at me? Yes, I'm very angry. I don't need you to interfere. His words made her mad. Is that my fault? Children are always their parents' top priority. Sunha didn't know what happened earlier. Her boyfriend's so bad. Always remember that I really love you. You don't know that I love you more. They are very afraid of losing their partner. At home, Sunha was showing her sisters photos of her boyfriend. You two look so good together. Sunha, let's have a talk. I know you like him, and you're hurried to get married as you're over the age of consent. He treats me very well. I have never met anyone like him who loves me unconditionally. He also shows his love for me. He didn't tell her what happened earlier when she said so. When Sunha's boyfriend came to the store, he was very tense. Who are you? Why are you getting around my store? I'm future son-in-law. Why don't you tell Sunha about my mother? I don't want to upset her. Hyoseob didn't hope that Sunha would have such a mother-in-law, so that he hoped Kyung-soo would leave Sunha. I will convince your mother to solve this problem. I guarantee I won't hurt her. I really don't want to break up with her. What are you doing here? I don't want to go home. Going out at this time is the best way. Let's hang out together. They recalled their sweet old days. Hyoseob wasn't good at expressing his feelings, while Miyeon was very generous. They enjoyed their youth together for years. Unexpectedly, this place is still the same as before, as if we've returned to our youth. They feel a lot younger and have fun together. Early in the morning, a professor at a hospital called Yuha. My daughter has a rare blood type. There are not many people have such a blood type. There are 100 people get it among 300. Yuha, you knew that. Eunsu's health will get better once we find someone donate his blood. In the morning, the sisters in the house discovered that their father had not been seen since last night as Grandpa moved house. What does that mean? Grandfather's belongings were nowhere to be found. They went to their father's room, which was empty. He turned off his phone, and you guys don't care about your father at all. He moved to the rooftop for days. Do you guys just know it? Did he move in the warehouse on the rooftop? Your father has lived for you guys for the last 20 years. Do you think it's easy for him? His father drank too much. Opening his eyes, he saw Miyeon next to him. He was too scared to say a word. Miyeon, go home. This is mine. Get up quickly, please. Unexpectedly, his children knocked on the door. Hyoseob was so nervous. They knocked, but no one answered. When they were leaving, OMG. Why are you guys so noisy? What's the sound inside? I also heard it. As he can't hide from them anymore, Hyoseob pretended to yawn. We couldn't let you live in a warehouse like that. Dad, don't be angry anymore. I'm not angry at you guys at all. Don't think too much. At that time, Miyeon walked out of his room. Please don't go abroad. Please stay with Eunsu. Yuha swooned away for no reason. Her forehead was hot. Her grandfather carried her to the hospital on his back. Hang on, please. We've arrived. Yuha was looking for who had the same blood type as Eunsu. She finally found one after a long time. However, the one didn't want to donate her blood. My daughter might lose her life if I can't ask for a blood donation. The woman can't donate her blood as she's pregnant. Are you pregnant? Congrats. Hope that you'll have a healthy delivery. After going out, Yuha received a phone call from her dad. She told him that Eunsu was in the hospital. He wondered what was wrong with her, in order not to worry her dad. She didn't tell him about Eunsu's disease. Aren't you looking for a blood donation? I haven't found one. Has she found it yet? Yuha felt stressful. Her daughter couldn't have a surgery. Fortunately, her family was by her side. She felt comforted. Miyeon didn't see the doll that Hyoseob gave her, since when Hyoseob was dead drunk and his children saw him sleeping in the same room with Miyeon. Everyone was surprised. We just sleep there, isn't that right? How can you say so? What? Miyeon was so deep. Her words caused a misunderstanding. This made Sunha and Hyunha angry. Hyoseob took Miyeon out. Hyunha shed tears of anger. Sunha wasn't happy with that. His son knew him well. Why don't you take her a hotel, instead of coming home? Rent a room? No, you're Helping him talk must also teach him. Mi-yun asked her where she went the previous night. Mom, where did you go? I went out to get some fresh air. Need to think. You went out alone? Yeah, alone. Yuha's father was taking care of Eun-soo in the hospital. Mi-yun called him. Where are you? Why are you speaking so small? I'm in the hospital. Are you sick? It's my granddaughter. As soon as he came home, Mi-yun was standing at the door. He looked around to see if there was anyone. To make Hyo-seob feel better, Mi-yun comforted him. I have someone to share with when I feel so bad. Very well. Sun-ha saw them chatting happily. Mi-yun was so happy when he gave her a teddy bear. They found their feelings of love. Do you have to see that woman on such a day? Can't you help it? When Eun-soo was hospitalized for just a day, her words made him feel uncomfortable. Finally, the professor helped Yuha find a blood donator. That was Dr. Eun-tae, whom Yuha met once. The professor has already arrived at the airport. He said he had urgent business and had to go to America. What time did he get on the plane? I want to ask if he could stay for a while. But he turned off his phone. Yuha rushed to the airport. You can't go, please. Eun-tae had a problem with the treatment fund. Money doesn't matter. Someone's life is in danger. They are foreigners. They won't get it. Is it not important? Brother-in-law, no matter what you do, you can't get that investment. Do you think I would give up like that? As long as I'm still your sister's husband, you can't get it. Finding Eun-tae, Yuha said she would invest. I will try every way to help you. Please don't go abroad. Can you save my daughter? Please help me. Please help me. My daughter needs a blood donation. Only you can help her. Take your hands off. Unexpectedly, Eun-tae isn't approachable. However, he still agreed to donate his blood, which touched Yuha. Eun-tae had rare blood type. Recently, he had donated twice. If this continues, Eun-tae might faint. No problem. Eun-soo was discharged from hospital. The whole family welcomed them home. They decorated the home with colorful balloons. Welcome home, Eun-soo. Is this party for me? Thank you for returning safely. This is your party. The following day, Yuha prepared a hearty lunch for Eun-tae. He was very surprised. Stir-fried beef is also very delicious. Salmon helps supplement iron. Stir-fried beef can also increase blood content. It seems that you still want my blood. I don't want to eat those. It's not because I want more of your blood. I find it funny. Mi-yun returned to her empty room. She felt empty and lonely. It seemed like he suddenly didn't want to go to the room to turn on the light. It's not that I don't want to. More accurately, I fear. Mi-yun took off her jewelries and put on sneakers, like a young girl skipping around looking for her man. Mi-yun went to see him though it was late. Hyo-seob was surprised. She wanted to drink with him. Shall we stay together? Why mention that? I want to take back that statement. Hearing this, Hyo-seob was a bit disappointed. From first love, girlfriend has moved on. I don't expect that we would still have the opportunity to be together at our age. They don't want to miss the chance again. Let's live together. Don't refuse me this time. He once said you were afraid of being alone in your room when it got dark. I also started to fear living alone, so we don't live alone anymore. Yuha promised to pay for Eun-tae. She was determined to make money, as her ex's family didn't allow her to reveal about their divorce. They made it tough for her to find a job. I won't tell anyone about our divorce, but if you guys stop me from doing it, I won't hold back anymore. If you want to go to work, I'll get back the custody. Do not to use custody rights to threaten me, or else I'll tell everyone about your family. Where did your mother go? Did she pay for the tuition fee? My mother doesn't have money. Why doesn't she have money? Because she had a divorce. What did you just say? Yuha found the hospital president. She wants to be the head of the hospital fund. The hospital president was asking her ex's family for an investment. When Yu Chan-ku knew Yuha's position, he wanted her to take his side. Eun-tae interrupted them when he heard about Yuha's divorce. Mrs. Park already agreed to take on the hospital fund. Did you really accept his offer? As the daughter-in-law of Jahan Corp, what's wrong? Is there any problem? Nothing. Nothing at all. Seeing how happy Yuha was with her daughter, Eun-tae felt worried about her. How can you solve the consequences? Moon-sik picked up the teddy bear that Hyo-seob gave Mi-yun. When he heard a sound from it, he asked his mother where she got it. I bought it on the way home. What sound is this? It's from your teddy bear. The sound made her very happy. You're even more sincere than Park Hyo-seob. Hyo-seob was designing a one-of-a-kind pair of shoes for Mi-yun. Is it too lavish? The simple, colorless style suits Mi-yun very well. Today, Sun-ha heard their neighbors gossip. I heard that she was a beauty. He's even willing to give up on his store for her. Sun-ha got angry and she went in her father's room. Her father put the photo of her mother in the drawer. It made her feel even more uncomfortable. Since the day that woman appeared, the neighbors kept talking behind you. Sun-ha, why do let them say those words? Can't you continue living alone? When I was over 20 years old, I gave up on everything to take care of you and my siblings. Why do I have to do that? Because you always sacrifice for us and live only for us. Don't let others talk behind you. Please keep up with your single life. His daughter's words upset him a lot. I will continue to live as you said. I don't have much time left, but why do we have to live like that? At this age, my heart is still fluttering, it neither grows old nor dies, my heart is still beating. When Sunha heard her neighbor's gossips, don't stop your dad, just let him be fooled. At his age, it's not easy to still be in shape, he's willing to give up on his store for his woman. Do you know what the neighbors said recently? Since that woman appeared in your life, what the neighbors talked about you is unpleasant to hear. Do not marry her, continue your single life. You're old now, at my age, I have the right to have a soulmate. My heart is beating, I'm still in love, my heart is still beating. After Sunha left, Hyoseob felt very miserable. He missed a chance to stay with Miyun when he was young. His daughter opposed against him. He felt really upset. Do you want him to be alone for his whole life? Why don't you let him love a woman? He listens to you the most. Don't you think that he'll be sad once you get married? Among his children, only Yuha supported her father to find the love of his life. Early in the morning, Yuha prepared a lunchbox for her father. She knew his belly was empty, as he was too busy at work. Follow your here, Dad, we can't decide your life. I'm grateful to Miyun who wants to stay with you. Do you really think so? Of course I feel more motivated, thank you. Sunha asked Miyun for a talk. If you don't treat my father sincerely, please don't make him fall for you. Please let us live a happy life like we are now. Do you mean it's enough for him to have you guys? We've been happy together ever since. But now he cares for you too. Miyun came home in a good mood. It's good when he falls hard for me. Sunha was immersed in her thoughts. Her boss told her, your future mother-in-law isn't easy to deal with. Have you met his mother? Of course, she comes here very often. Speaking of your future mother-in-law, she once messed up with your father's store. You didn't know, on the day we held the tasting event. On the day of the tasting event, Sunha asked her boyfriend, has your mother ever been to my father's shoe store? Her question tensed him. He didn't want her to know. However, his facial expression gave her an answer, so she asked to see his mother. Her son learned about this and rushed before her mom. That's enough. Why are you always tense speaking of her? Let go of me. He knelt in front of his mother, asking her to leave there with him. If you don't follow me, I'll lose your face here. You will feel very ashamed. Sunha saw it all. His mother gave her an envelope. This money isn't for you. It's for your dad. I once met him. I destroyed a few pairs of shoes, so this is the compensation. I want you to break up with my son. What will you do if he comes and lives with me? Do you think he'll do that? If you're still persist, he will do so. You look like a simple woman. I don't know you're not. If I'm too gentle, I won't be able to protect my siblings, so please wait for my decision. Whether I break up or live with him, it's up to my decision. Amy felt quite angry. She thought Sunha was as meek as a cat, but she seemed like a fox. Sunha was very disappointed when her boyfriend obeyed his mother. You can hit me, till when you feel better. Miyun went to see Hyoseob. Are you going to reject my proposal? Could you give me a moment? Park Hyoseob, you've made a progress. You're a woman. How could you ask me this? Because I like you. You just need to look at me for 5 seconds and your heart will skip a beat. Come on, meow, meow, meow. Her cute face sent his heart jumping in his mouth. He felt confused and ran away. I can get home by myself. No way. I can't let you get home alone all the time. There are no guests today. I can take you home. It's strange why this car always stops here. Hyoseob drove Miyun home. On the way, he braked suddenly when a biker passed by. The following car was affected by that. Get off your car. He is Miyun's son. Don't you know how to drive a car? This is the first time in my life seeing such a rude man. I'm curious, who are his parents? Let's call the police. Miyun, call the police. Miyun got jumpy, because that young guy is her son. I want to break up with you. Find a girl whom your mom likes. This girl can make you a good guy for the rest of your life. Won't she seduce him to leave me? Kyung-soo felt very sad when he saw their photo couple. When Yuha went home after work, she saw Sunha was alone in the park. Why are you sitting here? I just broke up with my boyfriend. Seeing how painful her sister was, Yuha gave her a hug. Sunha might feel better when she can cry it out. Hyoseob was arguing with Miyun's son. Miyun wasn't ready to tell Hyoseob everything. His son was arguing with the man she loved. Finally, she decided to drive away. Why am I running away? I have to stop their fight. I should have explained it and introduced them to each other. Why am I making a mess? When Hyoseob came home, Hyunha showed him the photo of Miyun and a rich man. This person is a representative of our company. Look at this photo. Why is he going with Miyun? Moreover, they went to the same company. Hyoseob thought Miyun was hiding something from him. Sunha wasn't in a mood for breakfast. Hyoseob was worried. Only Yuha knew she was lovelorn. Don't tell them that I broke up with my boyfriend. Don't worry. When Yuha was putting on a makeup, Untae called her. He would take her to an art gallery. Are you going to have an interview? I put on a makeup as I know he cares about the appearance. I'll buy clothes on the way there. I smell like antiseptic. This image may please them even more. Yuha went everywhere to earn money for her daughter's surgery. This time they went to the exhibition room to invest capital unexpectedly. Euntae was warmly welcomed. Are you a professor who uses our people? Are you son of Professor Young? Yes, it's me, nice to meet you. Kyung-soo went to Hyoseob's store. What brings you here? I can't reach Sun-ha on the phone. What do you mean? We broke up. Hyoseob got mad. You promised to persuade your mother, but then you broke up with daughter. I'm sorry. Hyoseob saw Sun-ha alone in the park. Why don't you cry? I have no right to cry. I know you've cried all night. I feel even worse when you don't cry. I'm really sad. The second daughter was kicked out of the rich family. My eldest daughter was opposed by her boyfriend's mother. This made him very uncomfortable. Hyunha, is your family's life going to change? What do you mean by that? I really admire you guys. There is a building in the name of Mi-yun. She even the biggest shareholder of YL Corporation. If they got married, your life will change. You will become the daughter of the owner of that building. Mi-yun was attending the anniversary of the company. Hyoseon also went there alone. Lee Mi-yun, please, the biggest shareholder of the company, please give your speech. Please give her the warmest round of applause. I hope YL Corp will make me proud. The scene changes. Let's break up. Today when Hyoseob knew Hyoseob, MS, Lee, the other shareholders are waiting for you. Come in. After attending the conference, Mi-yun called Hyoseob, but no one picked up the phone. Is he really mad at me? I don't mean to fool him. Yuha received a call from the director of the art gallery. Yuha was also very excited when she wanted to see her. Eun-soo, I feel that everything is going very well. She went to the hospital and told Euntae the good news. Can we really get some sponsorship money? Her call is a good beginning. I will perform well. But things did not progress as expected. Maybe everyone knows I'm rich. There are quite a few people like you who approach me, of course. I have great sympathy for young Euntae, but I won't invest that much money for him. Park Yuha, you're too simple. At this time, her heart was very restless, so she mustered all her courage and went near the Hydro Shop's shoe store. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to fool you. You don't fool me at all. Are you really not angry? I have a rich friend. Why am I angry? Actually, I originally thought she lived a very difficult life, so I feel very uncomfortable inside. It's so good when you've lived well. Thank you. There's nothing change in our relationship, right? After knowing Mi-yun was a rich woman, Hyunha began to flatter her father. She bought him a lot of supplements. You know, Dad, I'm the person who treats you best. So far, Hyunha had never cooked. Suddenly, she was going to prepare dinner for her father. Yuha was surprised by that. Sunha wanted to help Dad find a wife. She came to see a matchmaker today. What? Sunha wanted to help her dad find a wife. She didn't think that Mi-yun suits him, so she hoped he would meet someone else first. If you think Mi-yun is the best, I won't oppose you. After Hyunha heard about it, she called to stop Sunha from going to see a matchmaker. She ran fast to see Sunha. Mi-yun was a rich lady. What? Not just rich, she even owned a building. Eun-soo heard them. Mom, what is the owner of a building? Mi-yun owns a building. This is a secret. Euntae knows it wasn't smooth for Yuha to ask for an investment. I think it's too simple, so let me prepare the documents again. The director didn't want to see me. I'll see you at the art exhibition in 2 hours. Because I have to do it myself. He went home to get a suit. Mr. Young, you looked so different. Thanks for having me here. Can you attend the opening ceremony of the gallery? I have someone who helped me manage my schedule. I have to tell her to arrange it. This is the person in charge of my schedule. She is in charge of managing all my work. While waiting for her outside, Euntae was surrounded by a group of reporters. Don't take pictures. Please stop. Recalling his childhood, when his mom was dying, he asked his father to see her for the last time. However, they were surrounded by reporters. Do you know you're a nominee for Nobel Prize? Dad, please come home quickly. I have to talk to the reporters. It's more important. I received a call about your wife's death. Euntae was obsessed with Flash since his childhood. How are you? It's just a temporary anxiety disorder. It's okay now. See, it seems that his heart rate has also returned to normal. Hyoseob and Mi-yun were seeing each other. Mi-yun, I'm not confident to live with you, nor able to fit your lifestyle. We are no longer young. We have one foot in the grave. Mi-yun got what he meant. Mi-yun, we should break up. Yuha and Euntae got the investment. They finally received the support for the treatment. All efforts during this time have paid off handsomely. When Yuha came home, Eun-soo already slept sound. I'm sorry to wake you up because I'm in a very good mood today. I've completed a tough task. Euntae came home in a good mood too. When his sister saw his smile, she said he looked different. Are you in love with someone? I'm not. I know. Mi-yun and Hyoseob were so sad. He felt a bit self-conscious and confused. He didn't know how to live with Mi-yun. that's why he decided to break up with her. For the last time, it was always her who approached and contacted him first. Mi-yeon decided to stop. In return, I will wait for you, but I don't know how long I can wait, so please don't make me wait too long. Mi-yeon stood up and left. They broke up though they were deep in love with each other. The pain was gnawing at her heart. Hyo-seob drowned his sorrow in drinks. When Sunha knew Mi-yeon was a rich lady, she didn't change her mind, while Hyunha felt like she lost the whole world. Hyo-seob didn't have spirit of work. He drank a lot, and his mind is full of Mi-yeon's image. I want to live with you. I once said I'm afraid of living alone in a dark room. Hyo-seob woke up his sleeping children. We can't sleep today, go out and check him out. I hate it the most when he's drunk. He bought fried chicken for his children, and asked them to enjoy it together. Let's just live this way. Then he left. The warm spring day has just arrived that makes me insane. My heart is so heavy. Ever since he broke up with Mi-yeon, he lost interest in life. Hyunha called Mi-yeon to ask to see her. She would help her father solve it. Hyunha told her that Mi-yeon was very important to her father. When Hyunha told Mi-yeon about her father's state, Mi-yeon was very worried when she heard, "Auntie, don't you want to be with my dad?" "I want it, but your dad doesn't. I can make my dad change his mind." Eun-tae knew there would be reporters on the opening ceremony. Thinking of the flash, Eun-tae already felt obsessed. His hands suddenly trembled. Once he received the money, he had no way to refuse. Yuha saw the medicine on Eun-tae's table. The hospital president told her that Eun-tae was very sensible to the flash and clicking sound of cameras. Yuha remembered Eun-tae's condition. Is Professor Jung obsessed with the flash? Mi-yeon went to the hospital for an annual health check, but the test results were a bit problematic. Are there any problems with my health? Since Yuha knew about Eun-tae's obsession, Yuha decided to help him. The press conference was cancelled. What? You don't need to attend. Isn't this a special clause in the contract? Recently, inviting artists has become more topical. They decided to invite an artist to be the ambassador. When Eun-tae knew the press conference was cancelled, "Can you get there alone today? I'll complete the mission and return." That's it. What does this woman want? Why did she lie? What will she do when I don't attend the conference? Yuha told the director that Eun-tae couldn't attend the press conference. The result was clear. Director got really mad. "Get out now, director. Professor Jung is attending the press conference." What? The director was happy when Eun-tae came. So far, he had never shown himself before the press. "Why did you agree to attend a press conference this time?" "I don't want to use my father's reputation to become famous." Under the spotlight, the director's goodwill touched my heart. "I'm here to express myself to her." When they played the interview video of Eun-tae's father, Eun-tae saw himself when she was small. "I received a call about your wife's death." "What? Your wife is gone? What happened that day?" Obsessed Eun-tae so far. "Your wife is gone. Please get home to see mom for the last time." "It's too late." It became his nightmare for all those years. Yuha asked the light director. After turning off all the lights, Yuha encouraged Eun-tae, "Let's go, you've tried my best." He doesn't want to remember it. Today, Eun-tae wanted to overcome the obsession. "Eun-tae, never live like me. My wife just passed away. There are many patients like my wife in the countryside, some of whom are struggling with death. In the immediate future, I am researching the treatment. Without support, it is impossible to continue. On behalf of the husbands who have lost their wives, I hope everyone will help. Your father may be a bad husband, but he contributed his life to the medicine." Eun-tae teared up. Yuha wanted to take him out of there. He wiped away his tears. He had to finish this press conference. "Not only for me but also for what your dad did. This is my father. He spent his life for the patients. Before he died, he was always by the patient's side. Medicine and art both have the power to cure the pain of the sick. I hope these two powers can combine together as a psychological treatment of people who have been hurt." After the press conference ended, Eun-tae swooned away. Yuha he looked exactly like my father. He also lives for his patients. The woman who obsessed Yuha appeared. She was Yuha's sister-in-law, Chai Hik-young, the chairwoman of Jaha Corp. As soon as she returned to the country, she asked her assistant about Yuha. When she knew Yuha was working at Jahan Hospital, where Hik-young was going to invest in. "I don't know that a daughter-in-law of such a big group is allowed to work like this. Doesn't your father-in-law's health get better? You should take him here for a health checkup." The director of Jahan Hospital raised a doubt. He knew Chairman Chai was gone, and he was just testing Yuha. Eun-tae made an excuse to help Yuha. Eun-tae knew Yuha already divorced. The hospital president told Yuha to work at his hospital. He wanted to use her position as the daughter-in-law of Jahan Corp. in order to attract the investment of her husband's family, if he knew Yuha lied about her marital status. Eun-tae was worried that she would be screwed. "Can't you tell why you lied about your marital status?" Hyunha encountered a rude customer. He filmed her with his phone and made rude remarks. She sought the manager for help. but the manager quickly turned away. You should protect your subordinates. Why did you just stare at me? Because he is a VIP customer. When Hyunha arrived home, she enjoyed snacks to relieve her mind. I want dad to live with me Yun. Whenever I met a fastidious customer, I remember our dad. He must have met many people like them. It's not easy for him to enjoy life. Why does he miss the chance to live like a VIP? Hyunha told her father that Mi-yun might have stomach cancer, but she was kicked out. After she left, he immediately called Mi-yun. I heard that you might have stomach cancer. Is that true? He doesn't care about the shoe store anymore. He ran to the hospital. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. Why did you come here? I thought we still had a lot of time. He couldn't wait, because they didn't have much time together. He confessed his love to Mi-yun. I really like you since when I was 22. You've always been in my heart. Regardless of whether the test result is good or bad, we will face together. The endoscopic test results may indicate that the disease has turned malignant. It's a malignant growth at the first stage of stomach cancer, but after examining the layers, it was found to be benign. Is her illness serious? Please don't worry. I mean, her health is very good. Finally, they got back to their mood. Hyo-seob changed his mood. He was going to tell his important decision to his children. I have to tell you guys this. From now on, I'll date Mi-yun. Go ahead if you protest. We still stay together regardless of all. As soon as he finished his words, he stood up and left. His children were confused. Dad, thank you. I love you, Dad. He thought too much. All of them were happy for him. Eun-tae knew the reason why her husband's family used the custody to make her sign a commitment. Is that commitment legally valid? If they want to take her daughter, Yuha couldn't do anything to stop them. That was why she couldn't tell anyone that she had a divorce. Eun-tae wanted to talk to Yuha, yet she was dozing off. Why does she work too hard? He wanted to take the pen off her hand. Eun-tae fell for her when she slept sound. Why do you always see me when I'm sleeping, Professor? Why do you need to see me? Isn't there something that just came to find me? Eun-tae's heart beat so fast. Hee-kyung went to the hospital where Yuha was working at. The hospital president told her that your sister-in-law gets along well. Sister-in-law, Park Yuha, does she make a deal with you under the name of my family? Is that what you mean? I thought she was no longer your sister-in-law. She divorced my younger brother a long time ago. The hospital president knew he was fooled, so that he went to find Yuha. Luckily, Eun-tae stopped his hot-tempered brother-in-law. Don't interfere. Don't make a mess at my hospital. If you want to cause trouble here, you're causing me a problem. You are. Mi-yun's mood was very good. She went to Hyo-seob's store and saw Hyunha there. Do you have anything you want to ask me? Can you be my mother for an hour? At this time, Hyunha and Mi-yun went to Hyunha's workplace. It's not my working hour. I'm here as a customer. I'm Lee Mi-yun. Check my name in the list of the VIP customers. Let's go in, Mom. When Hyunha called a VIP mom, the manager was very surprised. Hyunha saw her dream high-end bags. She can't help but want to touch. Choose a bag that you want. The one in front is very beautiful. It's good enough to see them. At this moment, she encountered the rude customer. You can't come in here even when you put on a nicer dress. Don't bring virus here. Want me to report you? I'll your boss to train you again. Mi-yun spoke up for Hyunha. You're destroying my mood for shopping. I'm a VIP customer. Sorry, my mother is VIP. What? You aren't confident enough to flirt with me, even if you have money. I won't fall for you, Mom. Don't let this type of person bother us. Let's go to the room for VIP. Finally, Hyunha could experience a day of the rich. You don't need me to buy anything for you. This is a gift for you. No, thanks. I have already received the gift. Being able to be her daughter for an hour is already the greatest gift. Mr. Kim thought he was fooled, couldn't control himself. He asked Yuha to come to see him. Will Park Yuha lie at the meeting? If she lies, I'll put her in jail for swindle. If she's honest about the divorce, I can also make her lose face in front of everyone. No matter what, I have to win that family. His wife brought lunch to her brother. When she knew that her husband would give Yuha a lesson, as soon as he heard, he called Yuha. However, her phone was turned off. We can enter into a contract with Jahan Corp. Invite your husband to come. I can't go with him. Tell me why. You're breaking the commitment. If you do so, you'll lose the right of custody. Eun-tae showed himself to help Yuha. I'll help you answer him. End of Season 1. See you in Season 2.